speak to retired Air Vice Marshal Sean Bell, who has the latest. Sean, let's just start with a bigger picture, shall we, with Ukraine and the counteroffensive. Zelensky acknowledging publicly that this is now underway. Tell us what that means, as part of the bigger picture.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's been a torrent of information flying around, so actually distilling out what the truth is actually quite tricky. The Ukrainians are zip-lipped, they're not providing any information at all, whereas the Russians are on full-blown transmit. They're announcing that they are causing huge casualties to the Ukrainians, that they've stopped any offensive, that they're wiping out lots of Western kit and equipment. But we'll come back onto that. Wider, though, we've been reporting a lot about the missile strikes and the drone attacks. They seem to have subsided, although Kyiv up to the north took a fair pounding. And remember the dam at Novokakhovka we talked about, the waters are actually receding quite significantly now in the Dnieper River, but the widespread reports now from Ukraine is that another dam has been damaged by the Russians at Novodevivka over by you over there. It's a much smaller dam, and it's actually part of this whole area of conflict. Almost certainly the Russians are just trying to disrupt the Ukrainian offensive by flooding some of the fields, so it's a bit less significant than the Novokakhovka dam.
And let's just talk about what I referenced in your introduction there, Ukraine claiming a breakthrough, taking 4 villages. What do we know about that?
Yeah, the Ukrainian offensive at the moment seems to be developing into 2 main fronts, one of which is up to the north. It's around Bakhmut, and we seem to be once again talking about Bakhmut, but Ukraine trying to encircle. Why that? It's symbolic and therefore almost certainly going to drag Russian forces. But the main thing, if we look at some of the video footage we've got, these small communities, there's several of them that have fallen. They claim that they've liberated 3 by the start of the day, then there was a 4th, and it looks like there's a 5th village that's been liberated as well. There's been over 25 battles over the last 24 hours, and we've got these fairly grainy footage of, so it's very difficult to verify at the moment. But for the time being, what's also interesting and away from this is that the Ukrainians now, because the Dnieper River is seen as a safe haven for the Russians, they are redeploying their forces. So Ukraine may well end up being able to operate and attack amphibiously across the Dnieper River again. So all of these attacks are having unintended consequences for the Russians as part of this an ability to detect and the Russian priorities, which are very clearly now Crimea and the Donbass, and it does appear that Ukraine are starting to make progress.
Okay, Sean, you're across it all for us. We'll have more throughout the programme this afternoon. Thank you for the moment.